All right, in this video, I'm gonna teach you guys how to ride in thick, wet mulch. Okay, there's a few things that we're gonna look at about riding in thick, wet mulch.
One, you have to know your environment. So out here, we've got some thicker mulch. You may come across where they've made it more of a sawdust, thinner mulch environment. Those are gonna react a little different. You have to evaluate before you get on the track what you're up against as far as the terrain goes.
Right, but what this track has done, and we're out here at the Honda Ride Day, which is a really cool event, but what this track has done is they've watered it quite a bit, they've tilled the dirt up, it's got about 4 to 5 inches of fluff and then a hard base, right? So mulch is a lot like sand in the first part of the day, where you've got to make sure that when you're getting into the corners, you're maintaining one throttle. You've also got to make sure on the straightaways that you move your weight back and try to get a little traction to the back tire. Okay, so the second piece is, okay, what about when this stuff dries out? Right? Typically when there's mulch, there's a hard base there. They wouldn't put mulch in sand, that doesn't make any sense, right? So we know when this dirt dries out, we're gonna find that hard bottom. Where's that mulch gonna go? It's gonna create a berm, right? And then you're gonna start to ride into the berm, but what you don't wanna do, just a lot like a sand berm when they dry out and they stack up, is you don't wanna ride on the berm, you wanna ride at the base of the berm. And so what you'll see today is, in the beginning of the day we might get some lines cut in, but by the end of the day, you're gonna see these berms and these grooves start to kind of build up as if they were, like a sand turn. But you've got to ride the base of that down in the hard pack. As soon as you get up in the soft stuff, you lose stability in the front end, sometimes even the back end. And overall, you just create a little more anxiety. You start to feel less comfortable. So stay down low in your berms, right? You still want to maintain that one steady throttle. That's always gonna help you too. All right, the third thing we're gonna talk about is just a little bit of bike setup. How do you set your bike up different? And we've already discussed that there's two parts of this day, right? We got a soft part, we got a hard part. For me in the soft part, I wanna set my tires a little softer so they can get a little more grip. I wanna make sure that I'm riding a little further off the back of the bike, which I mentioned earlier. And I overall just wanna make sure that the bike is getting traction. So I wanna ride in a manner that I'm not chopping the throttle, I'm not making a mess with the bike, right? I don't wanna be super aggressive with anything, I wanna be smooth. The same thing goes for when it hardens out. You wanna set the bike up to match those conditions. So you're gonna put a little more air in the tires. We know we got a hard base, and maybe even soften the clickers a little bit, right? When it's softer, the dirt's softer, you can go a little stiffer, and it stays up on top of the dirt a little better. When it's harder, you can go a little softer, and it's gonna absorb those short, choppy bumps that hard pack dirt gives you. Just a couple little tips that you can do to your bike. It's gonna make you feel a little more comfortable to progress through the day of riding in mulch. Hey guys, go follow my Instagram and the MX Factory's Instagram to show a little love to the channel. Both of those ultimately support this, at TLivacy254 and at the MX Factory. We'll see you on Instagram.